Super Mario Land was released as a launch title for the original Game Boy in 1989, 1 year after SMB3. It's an extremely short game, so I'm gonna give it an extremely short review. First though, let's cover some interesting trivia about this game. For one thing, Super Mario Land is the first and only canon appearance of Princess Daisy. Outside of this game, Daisy has only ever appeared in multiplayer spin-offs, like Mario Party, Kart, and Tennis. If you're curious, the only line she ever speaks in the main Mario universe is, "Thank you, Mario," no comma. For a character who's only ever said "Thank you, Mario," and used to look like this, they've really taken her to new heights with all these spin-offs. I mean, think about it. The characterization we know her for was only invented from sports and party games. The second neat piece of trivia about this game is that it's actually an ancestor to the popular Wario Land series. The timeline goes Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, and then they flipped it, calling the third game Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land 2, and then Wario Land branched off into its own long series. But anyway, to talk about the actual Game Boy launch title at hand, there's not a lot to cover. Super Mario Land, like most Game Boy games, is entirely monochrome. Depending on the screen you use, it's either black and white or it comes in various shades of green. The graphics are super primitive, but surprisingly endearing. I find it cute, like a baby, or a flower. This is my idea of cute. Mario Land is 12 levels long, and each level is extremely easy. It is not hard to speedrun it on your first try. Still though, those 12 levels are pretty alright. I believe this game has the worst controls and physics of any Mario platformer I've played. It's slippery and unpredictable, and Mario feels surprisingly heavy, but it doesn't matter that much. There is a strange appeal to how humble it all is. I guess they were just experimenting with this new hardware at the time, and they had to work with what they got. The gameplay experience here isn't as memorable as future Game Boy classics like Link's Awakening or Pokemon. No, it doesn't hold a candle to those games. But for what it's meant to be, Mario Land is kind of adorable. I like the graphics, I love the soundtrack, I think the levels are all neat, and it's not long enough to ever start feeling repetitive. I rate Super Mario Land 7 out of 10. Yeah, its controls are garbage, it has half an hour of content, it doesn't do anything very exciting, but I respect it. I appreciate what they were going for. It's a short little mini Mario experience and a fascinating perspective into games of the late 80s. This would be a great game for kids, or anyone who's having a bad day. Don't expect much out of this minimalist platformer, but do at least expect a smile. Hello, I am Illusion, but more specifically, I am the version of Illusion who has played and beaten Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins. Getting this game was an impromptu decision, but someone was willing to buy me a gift, and it was nice considering I had just revisited the other Mario Land. So thank you, gift-giving person, although you're definitely never going to watch this, and I've already thanked you in real life. Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins is a 1992 colorless Game Boy game that sold over 11 million copies, and is hailed as one of the best games on the system. This game is interesting to us these days because it features the first appearance of Wario, a now beloved Nintendo anti-hero who was much more goblin-like in this game than he is these days. His identity was not firmly established yet. He was just a stand-in for Bowser, an evil version of Mario. But personally, I really love this wacky, googly-eyed rendition of Wario. Neither of these Mario Land games has any story whatsoever except for what little you see happen during gameplay. There's no lore to understand or explanation for your adventure, you just drop into some levels and then beat a bad guy at the end. Platforming at its finest. In Mario Land 2, there isn't even a princess to save. Apparently, Mario is just reclaiming his mansion that he apparently has from Wario, and to do so, he needs to unlock the front door by finding the 6 golden coins scattered around Mario's private island, Mario Land. Hence the title of the game, Mario Land, 6 golden coins. These two platformers are like the simplest games ever, and man, I'm glad. I've been playing such complicated games recently. Dark Souls, Dragon Age, Rainbow Six Siege, Doom Eternal. I really needed this vacation, this return to Game Boy simplicity. No plot, no reading, no decisions, it's jumping the game, and it's great. SML2 is actually very different from SML1. First of all, there's no more Princess Daisy, just Wario. The graphics are much more expressive, and whereas the first game was 30 minutes long yet kinda hard at parts, the second game is a couple hours long yet freakishly easy. And good. That's the way it should be. It's a short game, and if you blink you might miss it, but that makes it good for a road trip, because it's a quick thing to get invested in, but not too invested. It's a distraction, an escape, a procrastination, a fun waste of time. There is a lot of variety within those couple of hours. Mario Land 2 includes 6 different worlds, each with 2 to 4 levels. It's much more expanded over the previous game. In fact, it makes the previous Mario Land look primitive. It's like the jump from SMB1 to SMB3. The smooth controls are much more like what you'd expect out of a Mario, and the graphics are awesome! Look how advanced they are! So cute, so expressive, so detailed. Even the artificial colors are nice if you're playing on a newer system. I adore this style of graphics, and I adore how it controls, although the level design is extraordinarily basic. You really can just run over most of the levels without trouble, but while I was playing, I did notice several alternative paths, which I assume would make this game fun on replays. I also like that you use coins to buy things in this game, which actually gives a much needed purpose to collecting coins, and more Mario games should do that. Speaking of things that future Marios lack, Mario Land 2 is the only game I know of that includes the Rabbit Hood power-up, which is so strange. Nintendo is known for recycling ideas. If Wario became a staple of the series, why did the rabbit ears have to fade into obscurity? They're so much fun! They allow Mario to hover in air like Princess Peach in SMB2. And they're cute. Everything in this game is genuinely cute. I love the presentation. It's very unique from the Mario series, but also reminiscent of the later Wario Land games. Every world features new enemies, which is a far cry from how the new Super Mario Bros. Games just recycle old, familiar enemies with sterilized designs. In fact, why didn't Nintendo include this game as a theme in Mario Maker 2? It seems like a logical choice. 11 million copies sold, unique gameplay, power-ups, enemies, solid candidate for Mario Maker. Mario Land 2 is an easygoing, heartfelt romp through a pleasant cartoon universe. Until the last level. This last level, caught me off guard. It's a long and harsh level, full of traps and lava pits and unpredictability. Definitely took me more practice than any other world. But that's fine. A little bit of challenge at the end is fine. SML2 is probably still easy enough for little children to beat, and that final boss is really satisfying. Not the most complicated final boss, but his sprite work is so charming, and he did multiple things I did not expect. No one told me Wario does these things in his original appearance. I thought it was hilarious and exciting, but I won't tell you exactly what he does because I want you to go on the 3DS eShop and pick up this game. I mean, it's really not an investment, it'll just be a couple hours, and it'll be the easiest Mario experience of your life, but a delightful one. I rate Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins, 9.5 out of 10. There is very little that's wrong with it, except the levels are very simple, and of course there is a lack of content, but hey, the world could use more short games. Short, easy, low stakes, in and out, tiny little simple games for tiny little simple people like this. Did I say this game is cute? Because I think it's cute. And that's not sarcasm, it honestly makes me smile. It's just smile-inducing. It's uplifting, takes me out of a bad mood. So I now consider Mario Land 2 to be one of the best Super Mario games. I wish I had it as a kid, I would have loved it, but I love it now, and it is my duty to sing its praises. 9.5 out of 10.